สวัสดีครับ Welcome to the last section of the first lecture. So in this section, we're going to talk about the name of the Thai tones. So remember, we have the conventional names that they use when they teach Thai at the universities. You have the mid tone, the low tone, the falling tone, the high tone, and the rising tone, correct? Now, is there a particular order of the tones? Yes. All right. The order is mid, low, falling, high, rising, like the sequence that I said. Okay. And do they have other names? Yes. When the Thais learn the tones, right? They learn the names as the original names. They don't learn it as like, oh, this is the mid tone, is the low tone, is the falling tone. These names, right? These mid, low, falling are just used to help learners who know English understand how to pronounce the tones. Okay. But there's another way of calling the tones, which is the original Thai tones. Okay. And the names are in the same order, right? Mid, low, falling, high, rising. They are the common tone, tone 1, tone 2, tone 3, and tone 4. Okay. Common tone, tone 1, 2, 3, 4. So I used to teach a PRC student who's studying here how to like write Thai. So when I was telling him about the tones, right, I don't say mid, low, falling, high, rising. I say the common tone, the mid tone, right, is called 普通声, 普通声, 普通声. Okay, and then tone 1, tone 2, tone 3, 4, I say 第一声, 第二声, 第三声, 第四声. Okay, but when I say 第一声 to 第四声, right, I don't mean the Mandarin tones. I mean the Thai tones. Okay. So what are the names actually? So the name of the mid tone in Thai is called เสียงสามัญ เสียงสามัญ เสียงสามัญ. So เสียง, right? You see all the tones have the word เสียง inside. เสียง 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 เสียง. เสียง means sound. Okay. And how do you say sound in Chinese? It is 声音, correct? So 第一声, 第二声 in Mandarin, right? You can say it's like first sound, second sound, or you can say the first tone, the second tone, right? So สามัญ in Thai means common, right? How about เอกโทตรีจัตวา? What do they mean? เอกโทตรีจัตวา actually loan words from Sanskrit, which is a very, very old Indian language. Okay. เอกโทตรีจัตวา mean 1, 2, 3, and 4 respectively in Sanskrit. Okay. So เสียงเอก means sound 1. เสียงโท means sound 2. เสียงตรี means sound 3, and เสียงจัตวา means sound 4. Okay. If we can also call it tone 1, tone 2, tone 3, tone 4 instead. So the 5 lexical tones in Thai, apart from saying, oh, they are the mid, low, falling, high, rising, we can also say that, oh, they are the common tone, tone 1, tone 2, tone 3, tone 4. Okay. Because that's literally what the name means. All right. So I suggest that you learn both of these naming methods when you learn how to transcribe Thai or when you learn how to write Thai. But I would recommend that you scrap this if possible. Like try as much as possible to get used to this way of naming, because when you learn about the tone rules, right, it will come in very handy. It's more intuitive. Okay. So you may ask, right? If I call the tones common tone, tone 1, tone 2, tone 3, tone 4 instead of mid, low, falling, right? Then how I know how the pitch variation is, correct? Like how I know if it's high or falling or whatever, I don't know. Actually, right, when we learn Mandarin, right, we also learn the tones as 第一声, 第二声, 第三声, 第四声, right? We don't say, oh, the 第一声 is like a high level tone. We don't say the 第二声 mama is a high tone or rising tone because it goes up. We don't say that, right? We just say it's 第二声 and then we commit the pitch variation, right? Ma, 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 right? Commit it to memory. So whenever we say like 第一声, we know is the ah sound. When we say 第二声, we know it means ma, like ma pi, correct? So if we can do this, right? And if the students learning Chinese at the universities, like the Malay students and the foreign students, if they can learn the tones this way, like, oh, this is 第一声, 第二声, 第三声, 第四声, then why can't we also learn the Thai tones based on the original names, like common tone, tone 1, tone 2, tone 4? Okay, we just need to get used to the pattern, okay, the order, which is ma, 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 ma. So if we keep on saying this, right, ma, 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 5 sounds, we will automatically associate the first sound, like ma, the first pitch variation, as the common tone. And then the second one as the tone 1, which is the low tone. And then tone 2 is the falling tone, blah, blah, blah. You will slowly get used to the associations between the name and the pitch variation. Okay. So my เสียงเอกเสียงโทเสียงตรีเสียงจัตวา correct? Is there a way to remember them? Because they're kind of random, right? How I know 1 means ek, 2 means to, especially if they're Sanskrit, they're not Thai numbers, they're Sanskrit numbers or Sanskrit words for numbers. So there's actually a way that I use to remember. So egg, right? It sounds like the word egg, like 鸡蛋, right? To, it sounds like the word to, correct? Tree sounds like the word tree, and chatawa is, I don't know what it sounds like. So egg, to, tree, and chatawa. This one I just memorize. Okay, chatawa. Chatawa means 4. So when I say tone 1, tone 2, tone 3, tone 4, in Thai I would say like เสียงเอกเสียงโทเสียงตรีเสียงจัตวา for the low, falling, high, rising, correct? And then the first tone, right? Like the mid tone, right? It's just the common tone. And then afterwards is tone 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's how I remember. เอกโท 3. Okay. Let me think. Yeah. Okay, I'll just go through something that is out of the, you can say out of the syllabus. Let me just write. Where is it? Okay, whiteboard. Okay, let me go out of the syllabus a bit. So, for example, we have this character here. This is the ko sound, right? And we have the vowel character. This thing here is a. This thing here is ko. So this thing put together is pronounced as ka. Okay, ko a ka. This is the mid tone, right? The mid tone. Now, we can actually put something here. We can actually put the tone marks, the Thai tone marks. So we have 4 tone marks in Thai. This is the first mark. It's called my egg. My egg. My egg. Okay. Same as the xiang egg. This thing is my egg. My means like a stick, like or a twig, because it's twig or branch. Okay, because it looks like a little thing you can hold in your hand, you know. So my egg means 1 in Sanskrit, right? Look at the shape of the tone marker. It looks like the number 1, correct? The second tone marker is my to. My, the same word, and to, right? My to. So to means 2. And does this look like a 2 to you? Yes. The third tone marker, right, is called my 3. Okay, my 3. 3 means 3, right? And does this look like a 3 to you? If you tilt your head to the right, it looks like a 3, okay? And the last one, the last tone marker is this. Do you know the name? Can you guess? My egg, my to, my 3, and my chatawa. This is called chatawa. Jatawa means 4, correct? So this is the 4th tone marker. It's a cross actually. It's supposed to be straight. So a cross has like 4 points, right? So it's 4. So this looks like 1, this is like 2, this is like 3, this is like 4. This is called my egg, my toe, my tree, my jatawa. These are the tone markers, tone marks in Thai. Okay. And you can put all of them above the consonant. So for example, you can write like that. Sorry. If I put my egg above the ko, right? The consonant, this tone mark will change the tone from ka without any markers, without any tone marks, right? It is the mid tone, right? Ka. When we add the my egg, correct? It becomes the low tone. When we add the my toe above the ko, the consonant, this is a consonant, the tone becomes the falling tone. Ka. Ka. Okay. When we add the my three above the, I'm not drawing it very well, above the consonant, the tone becomes ka. Okay. And lastly, if you add the 4th tone marker, my jatawa, this becomes ka. Ka. Right? Now, remember I said the tone marks that we learned, right? The mid, low, whatever, they have the original names in Thai, correct? Can you tell me what the name or the translated name at least is for the mid tone? It is common tone or เสียง สามัญ สามัญ Saman means common. So the mid one is a common tone. Now the low tone, what is it called in Thai? It's called เสียงเอก เสียงเอก And then the falling tone in Thai is called เสียงโท Okay, this is เสียงตรี the high tone เสียงตรี and เสียงจัตวา this is the 4th tone. Tone 4 in Thai, correct? Or the rising tone. So when you put ไม้เอก you get เสียงเอก When you put ไม้โท you get เสียงโท which is the falling tone. When you put ไม้ตรี you get เสียงตรี which is the high tone. When you put ไม้จัตวา you get เสียงจัตวา which is the rising tone. Correct? So remember เอกโทตรีจัตวาmean 1 2 3 4, right? If I put the first tone marker, I get the first tone. If I put the second tone marker, I get the second tone. If I put the third tone marker, I get the third tone. If I get the 4th tone marker, I get the 4th tone. Correct? Very simple. First marker, first tone. Second marker, second tone. When I was teaching the PRC student, right? The way I call all this is called 第一标, 第二标, 第三标, 第四标. Sounds very cool, right? So if you don't follow this way of calling the tones like common tone, tone 1, tone 2, tone 3, tone 4, what you end up doing is, oh, if I add my egg, the tone becomes low. If I add my toe, the tone becomes falling. Like what's the link? What's the link between toe and falling, correct? What's the link between 3 and rising tone, correct? So if you learn it, if you learn the names of the tones this way, like common tone, tone 1, tone 2, tone 3, tone 4, when you learn about the tone marks, when you learn how to write the Thai script and the tone using the tone marks, you will know what tone exactly it is after you put all the tone marks. Okay, so that's the use. That is the use of learning the names of the tones as common tone, first tone 1, tone 2, tone 3, tone 4. Right? It's consistent with the original Thai names anyway. All right. So I recommend that you learn to refer to the tones using common tone, tone 1, tone 2, tone 3, tone 4. Okay. Try to use it. So this is the end of the lecture. Let us go back to the let's go back to the learning objectives and answer the questions. So recall the number of monophthongs and diphthongs in the Thai sound system. Remember that the number of monophthongs in Thai is 9. Okay, and we have the short ones and the long ones, correct? 9 short, 9 long versions. Diphthongs, we have only 3, and they are ear, or, and okay, ear, or. Now this one, you can look at the table. This one, place of articulation means where you pronounce. So for example, do you use your lips? Do you pronounce it at your lips? Do you pronounce it at your glottis? Do you pronounce it at your velum, etc.? Manner, right? You should learn, manner refers to how, and you should know the difference between stops and nasals at least. Stops and nasals. So stops means complete airflow stoppage. No air can pass through when you pronounce the stop consonants. All right. And nasals refer to consonants where there is some airflow in your nose, like mo, no, ngo. And aspiration refers to whether there's a puff of air. So aspirated stops have the letter H inside, like po, to, cho, and what's the other one? Po, to, cho, and ko. Okay, those without H are non-aspirated stops. Okay, this one we already have. This one you can do it yourself. So recall the number of lexical tones in Central Thai and the names used in the conventional classes. So the number of lexical tones is 5, and the names are mid, what else are? Mid, low, falling, high, and rising in this particular order, correct? Indicate correctly the lexical tones using tone marks. So for the mid tone, like for example, ma, correct? For the mid tone, we don't use any marks. For the low tone, we use this mark, right? For the falling tone, we use this one. For the high, we use this one. And for the rising, we use this one. Lastly, state the original Thai names of the tones or the English translation. So remember, common tone, tone 1, 2, 3, 4. So they are เสียงสามัญ Saman means common. Maybe you can think like, oh, the Saman lady is here, faster drive away, you know, Saman. And then my egg, my toe, my tree, and my chatawa. Okay, Saman, my egg, my toe, my tree, and my chatawa. Okay, that's the order. And the English translations are common tone, tone 1, tone 2, tone 3, tone 4. Okay, so that is all for this class. Thank you very much for listening. ขอบคุณครับ สวัสดีครับ